Hey there guys, I'm Sean, and as you know I'm kind of a cuber, and today we've got the Dayan LunHui. This was supposed to be a full unboxing and review, but due to a incident with the video footage, I ended up losing all of the unboxing and DIY footage, so all you see now is the fully put together cube that's been lubricated and stickered. But I hope that's not too much of a pain for you, because I will be going over all of the parts and taking it apart and comparing it to a couple other Dayan cubes, as you can see over there. So, first thing I gotta say about this cube is that it's very different from most of the other Dayan series cubes. And I'll get more into that later, but for the most part, it's got more surface tension than any other cube. There's more of the plastic rubbing against each other than there is on the other Dayan series cubes. So, to go into that further, we're going to go ahead and look in the inside of this cube. So I'm going to go ahead and take out an edge here. And as you can see, they've got a double layered hook design that goes on the inside of this cube. Now, as far as we know, this is very different from most Dayan cubes. I have all of the Dayan cubes, and this is a very different design. As you can see, it still has a torpedo, which will hook it into the corner pieces, but this here is what hooks it into the center pieces, which is what really keeps this cube very, very stable. Now, if we go ahead and look at a corner too, you'll see that the same thing goes on there. We've got two layers that are both holding the corner into the puzzle. Now, what we get with this is not only stability, but also a lot of surface contact. And you can see that there is that when these pieces slide past each other, there's twice as much contact. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to look through the camera, but there is twice as much contact there when you're moving the pieces. So what you get there is inevitably a slower puzzle, but that can be easily fixed with lubrication and the right tensioning. Now, going further into the cube, you may notice some interesting things about the corner piece, in that it's very, very scalloped here. And scalloped meaning it's scooped out instead of being a straight piece here. And where we see that come from is the LunHui, which is right here. Sorry, I have a black one. The review of this cube, the LunHui, will be in a yellow cube, so you'll be able to see the pieces better. But you can see that there's a lot of scoopage there, and that's where that comes from in the LunHui. So we're going to go ahead and reassemble this cube, and there's not much else I really wanted to go into this. So about the corners, as you can see that this is so far the only cube that really has this design, but the idea of having these pieces hook into other pieces has been carried on into the pan sheet. I have a review of this puzzle, and it should be up the same time as the LunHui, and if not, just wait a couple days and look for it again. But as you can see, here is the pan sheet edge, and you can tell that these pieces are much more flared out than they would be, and what that is holding this piece into the corners while the torpedo does the same thing, and then this piece, this rail here at the bottom, is what holds it into the center caps. So the pan sheet is really a combination of a bunch of other cubes, but the problem is that this video isn't about the pan sheet, so I'll have to stop talking about it. It's a very good cube, by the way, and I do recommend watching the video and thinking about getting one. So now that we've reassembled our LunHui, well, now that we have, I gotta say it is a fantastic cube. It's very fast and very, very stable. I'm just going to do a couple slow T-perms so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here, and that it's a very smooth cube. I mean, there's no bumps in it at all. I mean, a lot of the Dayan cubes will have places where they will catch and click and things like that, but on the LunHui you have a very smooth acting system. And because that's partially due to the twin rail system, which constantly has the cube locked where it should be, and all the cubelets are in the right place at the right time. Now on some of the other cubes, what you get is these pieces kind of floating around while you're moving, and what you get is a very bumpy turning. So not really much else I really want to say about the LunHui. I gotta say, it's a fantastic cube, looks really good in green. I gotta say, I feel like my color just recognition is lacking on the green cube. So if you were to get a LunHui and it was going to be your main, I really wouldn't recommend green as a color. But overall, it's a fantastic cube, and I have to say, Dayan, that you outdid yourself with every puzzle, but even this one more than the others. I'm not saying it's better than the others, but the design was really, really unique, and I have to say, good job. So see you next time when we unbox a different puzzle. Hey there guys, so one quick thing I forgot to go over in the review, and it's probably a really big thing about the review, is the corner cutting, and I really thought it'd be a good idea to go over that, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Now, any Dayan cube is able to cut 45 no problem. This one, it's a bit loose, so the corner cutting at 45 is a bit over weakening, but anything other than that cuts just fine. Anything over than that, and it really starts to cut as well too. So we can go ahead and go a bit over 45, and it'll cut that with a bit of work. So if you're in the middle of a solve, it won't necessarily mess up your algorithm, as some other puzzles might when trying to cut that. We can go a little further than that, but once you start matching up these lines, you've pretty much started reverse corner cutting, which is what we'll get into now. So, as you can see, every Dayan cube has these holes here, which allow it to reverse corner cut rather well. So we're going to line this up at half a cubie. Cut that just fine. A little further. Yep. A little more. And nope, that was quite a bit more. There it goes. So right at about 3/4 of a cubie, it can reverse corner cut, and then you start to get lockups or cut normally. So that's the corner cutting of the Dayan LunHui, and I will see you guys next time.